to the Thursdays Are the Best Days podcast, episode 286. Oh, I can't load Spotify. Is
It
wait,
do be 286.
is our domain fucked up?
Oh shit. Oh shit. It might be. I gotta do that. Huh.
Is
I will look into that.
I think our domain's fucked. 'Cause I went to ttb.org and it can't be reached. I'm like, oh, that's not great.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, that might be an issue.
Were you supposed to do Google stuff or like the
I might.
migration of?
Maybe. I gotta look.
Yikes! Yikes! Unprofessional stream number one.
Whoops.
Oh man, Bruno. Fuck. Stop. Load. Load. Um, man, it is the Thanksgiving Eve. It is the biggest pizza ordering night of the year. One of the biggest. It
Really?
typically can fall. Yeah, no one wants to cook on Thanksgiving or on Thanksgiving Eve. The last thing
Hmm.
people want to do is cook a meal right before the day they have to cook a big ass meal.
True.
So it's one of the biggest pizza ordering days of the year. Um, Also one of the biggest bar nights of the year. Um, Everyone kind of goes to their. A lot of people travel home the day before Thanksgiving, and then we'll go out to the bars or out drinking on the night before to get away from family, and we'll go to their like hometown bars just to like see old people that they'll see once a year and be like, "Oh man, hey Dave." So that's that's what this. There's your facts about today for you.
Fair.
Um, so we got updates. The the annals of the arms of justice have swiftly actioned and have made progress upon the land.
What are you talking about?
I got a call from the cop saying they found the guy that hit my car.
Oh, sweet. That was quick.
He wasn't driving the car, Bruno. See,
Of
this is
course he
where
wasn't.
this is where the big misunderstanding. He
Yeah.
wasn't driving, and
Yeah.
he did have insurance. It's just the insurance company who he told the cop was his insurance wouldn't corroborate the story that he had insurance.
Great. That sounds fun.
Yeah, so um yeah, that was the update. Cop was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have you go to court, but you might. I'm like, that's fine. He's like, I think he was like worried I'm like, I work right. I'm like, I work like right there. I just have to like have a date and a time and like I can show up.
Yeah.
I might be being a dick. Like, obviously there wasn't damage done to my car, and I'm more just spiteful in the fact that like they drove off.
They were the bigger dick first.
Like, I just if they're willing to do it to me with no damage, if there was damage, the likelihood they would have driven off even more quickly
Yeah.
was higher.
Yeah.
So I feel like I might be in the wrong here, but I don't want to be. So I'm just gonna lie to myself that I'm not. So
Stupid. It's all stupid.
yeah, that was my update on. I didn't expect the justice system to like move swiftly.
Yeah. I didn't either.
I think I said at the end of last week's story, I'm like, I expect this to turn into in a few years I get a call because I got pulled over for speeding, uh, type deal. But uh, okay, that was yes. I'm trying to gather my stuff I had from this week. So let's order this. Let's talk. Okay, we're gonna talk about F1 because there's so much to talk about with F1,
Okay.
or I
Well,
want to bring up.
yeah, sure. Where you want to start?
One, I love the F1 or the Las Vegas race. So white,
I thought it was very good. I
man.
didn't think it was going to be, but it was.
Bro, that track was so cool.
They passed. They did things.
The sphere was dope when they did the.
Yeah.
I Well, we talked about it last week that they banned colors, but we repeatedly see them not not.
They were not banned, in fact.
So
Yeah, like the Chrome logo has literally every band color, and the whole sphere was the Chrome logo. So you can't tell
spinning.
me,
It was
yeah,
spinning even too.
like you can't tell me that you ban those colors when you allow people to have their logo with all of those colors the size of the sphere.
Yeah, so
They
sphere
were
was cool.
using it for flags too. Like
They
they
were.
when there was a
That was
safety
dope.
car, they had the yellow flag up there and had yeah, it was cool. It was good.
Um, I think at some point when we were watching free practice on Thursday and it red flag, and I'm like sitting here in my chair like, God damn, this is of course this is gonna happen when we watch it live. Anytime we've tried to watch these races live, like
Just goes to shit.
the Australian, I was about ready to like end myself on that Australian Grand Prix. I think this year was it
I
this year?
think like I think I go into it saying I'll happily watch it live when they're that late. But if it red flags, I'm done. We'll pick
Yeah,
back up when tomorrow sometime where
that
we
was
left
just like
off.
safety car after safety car. It was this year because that was the one that ended with like 5 drivers left on the grid.
Yeah.
Um, but that's when I was like, I fell asleep during that one, and I thought I woke up and I'm like, oh, did I miss it? And I'm like, apparently not, because I fucking just canceled the whole thing. Um, I think the most wild track incident. I think we like not like a most wild like driver versus environment incident. I guess I would
Are
say.
you talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles popping out and
Yeah,
ruining Ferrari's day?
yeah. Like we've seen crashes, we've seen like driver
Yeah.
mistakes, we've seen like I've never we've I don't think we've in our span of F1 watching we've ever seen a track attack.
An environmental issue like that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I mean rain and stuff, but again not signs just going down the straight causing so much fucking up for a updraw updraft.
Yeah, I don't know. A little
Um,
tiny metal cover on the street popped up and just annihilated the bottom of his car.
Not just the bottom, the whole fucking car. They replaced everything.
Yeah, like the car was totaled. It was done. They basically had to put that thing together from scratch.
New battery, new engine, new chassis. Not chassis, body at least.
Yeah, and they had to get the like they have a name for it, but like the cockpit, like the monopod,
Mono, yeah.
the like the life they called it life something, like the life case or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Um, but I don't know. I went into it thinking any. I guess I'm like trying to uncondition myself. Anytime I see anything like American related with F1, I kind of just feel embarrassed. Like I know what they're trying. Other than like the course, the
Circuit
COTA
of the Americas.
Circuit of the Americas. I'm like when I'm like at Miami, I'm like,
I
oh,
feel
they're
like
just
that's a
gonna meme
respectable track.
people. I think people like just are fine. Like I think it's been historically an F1 like before F1 was popular, they were doing races there. Like I think it wiggled itself into like
Yeah.
um fine action. But I'm just like, oh man, we're gonna do something in America, then they're gonna meme on us and tell us we're dumb and lame. But like after the fact, everyone it turned into like the opposite, where people are like, when you want to meme on the track, when you want to meme on the race, but it was actually one of the best races of the season, and you have a hard time just like admitting it.
I wasn't trying to meme on it, but I honestly didn't think it was going to be a great race.
I think like FISA, like the front was fun, the midfield was fun, even the
Yeah,
back was
no,
like race, like it was an all
it
around just like
was absolutely.
honestly, everyone made a big deal about it being cold, but like it weirdly made the race entertaining.
I think that's part of a I think that's a large part of what helped it so much is that it was a very low grip situation, I think, which made it dicier and forced more like accidents to have not actual accidents, but like oops, I missed my apex kind of accidents.
But all I feel like,
Mistakes, I think, is the
and
word
I
I was
guess
looking
this could
for.
be based. Like, this could be based, but like you have like Singapore, which was like absolutely score. People like were almost passing out in the corners, hot, and
Yeah,
like cold Las Vegas. Surprisingly enough, the cold one was more entertaining for I think everyone around.
yeah, absolutely.
Like I don't need hot temperatures for my drivers are like passing out versus like cold ones where they have to like steer more fun.
I'd be interested to see like if we did this race again. I'd be interested if it wasn't so cold next time, and see if how much that would change things.
I I know they probably weren't ideally wanting it to be in November because this race was like added this year. Like it was
Yeah,
like a
this was the first year.
yeah, but it was like it was I feel like they just made it happen. They made it all happen in like 1 year. This wasn't like a planned
Yeah, it was a
out
pretty quick
like
thing.
so. I think their only option. This was a pretty packed second half of the season.
Yeah,
I think this was like the only real time frame to throw it in, and they were just like, "We'll make it work." When they redo future schedules and redo future dates, I could see the Las Vegas race going into like an October time frame.
yeah, and that might change everything about it. It might turn into a bad track then. I don't know.
It might be, yeah. I just think in like I don't see this track leaving anytime soon.
I think it's contracted for a few years, anyways.
As much as a fan, as much as a fan might not like this course, or there's a lot to be said about the business
10-year
side.
contract. So there you go.
There's a lot to be said about like the business side of anything, and the idea that so many different groups of people get to get to business expense out a trip to Las Vegas upwards of 5 to 6 days
Yeah,
is just like it's greed. It's this that the other thing. You're gonna be hard fought to like have anyone truly be upset with it being in Vegas when again, how many of those people are getting so much like nice meals, entertainment, like it's one of those things that
yeah,
it's not going away because I think a lot of the people that are eating are eating. They're going
absolutely.
to they're going to the Gordon Ramsay steakhouse and getting a nice fucking Gordon Ramsay steak. So, um, that was
He was there.
he was there.
His his restaurant was on the track, I think.
It was Hell's Kitchen. Um, the good one. I think the one where they well, actually I don't know where they filmed the TV show.
Yeah, I don't know.
I try to watch that. I watched some seasons of that show, but then they I don't know why. Well, I know why. Ratings dictate that they pick like the dumbest males possible, and it's always like hard to watch just because they pick like the absolute most bozo men ever,
Yeah.
and they just suck. Not that I hate watching the women always win, but like as a guy, I kind of like when like the men don't look like they're. The one season I watched, the dude like made a dish, and he's like, "I always use canned tomato." Like you're on a show where you have access to everything, is using like canned tomatoes, and I don't
And
know.
it's fine if he makes it work, but
He did
They
not make it work.
usually don't. What the fuck just happened to my monitor?
Oh,
I know.
domain's fixed.
It is. I just checked. I just clicked that.
So that was the past. I guess do you want to stay in the past?
What else is in the past?
So there's an actor that you like. I think you like. I think you are a big fan of his movies.
Okay.
Keanu Reeves, aren't you a big John Wick guy?
I
Or
do enjoy Keanu. Yeah.
I guess I would say I would say you're a big one. I don't know if you're actually, but I do know you enjoy those movies.
If you forced me to pick like 5 actors, he'd be on the list. So
Okay.
I'll accept everything you've said so far.
Okay.
I'm not a huge
So
movie guy, but definitely he's up there. I like him.
so Keanu Reeves, I don't know the full story. He didn't like sit down at the beginning of this beginning of all this and like explain it all, but I would assume from everything I've watched so far, I think Keanu Reeves is a big F1 guy. Or at least
Mm-hmm.
he enjoys the sport. He did a 4-part documentary, so 4 1-hour episode documentary on a team that was called Braun GP, who if you would listen to F1, if you would re-listen to all the F1 races we probably have in the past X number of years, you probably would have heard the name multiple times and in
I
reference
remember
to stuff.
hearing it. Yeah. I
Um,
remember seeing the car even, I think.
oh, bye, Bruno. Oh,
No,
are you here?
I'm here. Hello?
Okay, so you like froze and then you like caught all the way back up.
Oh, God. No, I think I remember seeing the car even.
Okay, so 1,000-mile view of it all.
Yeah.
This was like 2007, 8, 9 era where this kind of covers, mostly 2009, I believe. But like it's all kind of wrapped up into this. Like financial crisis hits the world.
Sure.
Honda has an F1. Honda has an F1 team. Like it's not like they just do an engine. They were Honda the F1 team. Um, they pull out of F1, but like the team doesn't want to pull out, and like they're trying to still be a team.
Hmm.
So like management buys the team itself. It like I'll leave the specifics to the documentary because I think you should watch it. But basically, management took over the team. The team principal, who was a guy at Ferrari when Ferrari was doing like their good years,
Yeah.
um, was Ross Brawn, I believe. Uh,
Okay.
and how the team survive. It's like it's called Brawn, the Impossible F1 story. Spoiler, I think they win the season. This isn't like one of those. This you're not watching this documentary to learn about to watch the team like. It's a pretty well known fact that like I think they won,
Yeah.
but they're like on a more
Why would there be a documentary on it if they didn't? Let's be real
right.
here.
Yes. Now this it's the whole like how it all happened and how like we think of Haas as the shoestring budget F1 team, but like this team makes Haas look like a fucking Mercedes, like compared to like it's the whole story behind it. It's really interesting, really good documentary. I have the last episode I saved for tonight. I've been doing like one a night. I think you should
Yeah.
100% watch it. I think it's really well done and really interesting. Apparently during this whole season, because it was like it's like very pre a lot of things we kind of take for granted with F1. It's like a pre a lot of that.
Okay.
So it was like there was two guys that like owned F1. Like it wasn't like this whole Liberty Media and like FOM and like how it is today. It was like two
Yeah.
dudes that like were F1 and like all the
Interesting.
teams
Okay.
they almost broke off and did a whole different series because they were so upset with them. Like
Huh.
there
All
was
right.
almost they almost all the teams we know and love almost just like noped out of F1.
Did their own thing.
Yeah. Um, you're it's gonna be absolutely wild. to just see like some of the face. Fucking Christian. He- I knew Christian Horner was like I knew Red Bull was around for a while from all the learning I've done of F1. I knew Christian Horner was around for like a long time, but to watch him young in some of these clips and stuff talking in interviews, it's like bro's just been bro's been the same meme lord for the past like 20
Yeah.
years that
Yeah.
he he's like talking shit back then. He's like they have a current him there and he's still talking the same shit. Like some of the grudges he had were just like he's still holding in it. Young Lewis Hamilton, young Sebastian Vettel in the actual F1 and the Red Bull car.
Did Kimmy make an
Um,
appearance?
he doesn't not
Or
yet.
was that when he didn't race? Because I remember there's
He
a
was
couple years.
racing.
Okay.
I don't think he was one of his better years because he's been rarely mentioned in it. When they do some race replays, they'll be like, "Oh, there's Raikkonen on the left." Like, but I don't think it's one of his dominant years that he would come up a lot. Lewis Hamilton just won like the championship the year before.
So
So you're
I,
you're past like the
I
Ferrari
knew
prime.
I knew it was around there. It was 2007, so it
Okay,
was a year earlier, I think. He is and still is the reigning Ferrari world champion.
right. So this is just past Ferrari being like
Good. Yeah.
good. So he's in there, and you hear him mentioned at
Sure.
times,
There's a
but
couple years that he wasn't racing too.
right. But this is one of the years where he was like on podium. He's there in the background, but not really relevant to this story because of their irrelevancy into the um. Well, I actually lie. There was one relevant Ferrari story, but he wasn't involved. It was the other driver that was
Okay.
involved. Um. Oh, it's just super good documentary. I like sports documentaries, but I love racing or I love automotive documentaries. They're just always so good.
So Raikkonen didn't race in 2010 and 2011.
Okay, so after that,
Yeah.
um, I loved all the Top Gear or the I guess they were Grand Tour at that point. I loved all the Grand Tour documentaries, like on the
They did
rally
good
car.
stuff. Yeah.
Their rally car one was amazing. Their Ford versus Ferrari one was amazing. Um, I again I'm a sucker for. There is another one I can't think of. There's another one I can't think of. It was more about a driver than anything else. It was all I remember of the driver was like they were telling the story, blah blah blah, and the driver's like doing laps in his car, and he's like freaking out, not freaking out, but he's like, "Fucking something's wrong with the wheel," and like him and back the engineers are like, "We can't find anything wrong with his wheel." Turns out it was like one little bearing that was like starting to wear, and the dude was like so in tune with the vehicle, he knew that bearing was like causing some issue. I forget again. I forget the. I'd have to comb through the aisles of it, but there's just been
Sure.
some great
Yeah.
documentaries on them. But well worth a watch. I would recommend hopping into it.
Yeah. You've seen Ford v Ferrari, right? I think we
The
might have
movie,
even
yes,
watched that together. Yeah.
yes. I
That
actually
was
went
a
that to
that
see
was a
that.
good one.
I was excited for that one. I went to see that one in theaters. I rewatched
Oh.
it with you guys, but I went to see that one in theaters.
Yeah. It sounds like it would be right up your alley after hearing all this. I've
Yep.
heard you say stuff like this before too.
Yeah. Um. So that was a good one. Um. I think that's all the past stuff. Also, okay. I'm like sitting on a seesaw where every day I kind of go back and forth in this thought.
Okay.
So as you've quite well have understood at this point, I'm super into F1 at this point. Like I'm like
Some might even call you a super fan.
we're getting to that point eventually, but at this point we're not there yet. So I have F1 TV, so I have an archive of like 40 years of races.
Yeah.
I've been like seesawing on the idea that I'm just gonna go back to like the earliest one on F1 TV and I'm just gonna like rewatch the history of F1.
Oh boy.
Like I'm just gonna throw on a race and I'm just gonna power through races Just because at this point I want to know. I want when all these people are referencing things and talking about things, I have no
Yeah.
idea. And like I don't have to pay attention to them because they're just races that like there's no real like skin in the line. But would it be awesome to watch all the years of dominant Williams? Hell yeah! All these drivers they talk about as like legends in the sport, like watching them race, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Watching the V10, the V12 era, those cars, watching Mick Schumacher race, like
I'm curious how well it'll hold up for you, because I don't know.
I don't know. Again, I've been teetering if I want to actually do it.
I don't think I have that dedication though, to be honest with you.
I'm like,
To that
but
point.
I don't think I'm like, I don't know if I'm like I'm not gonna sit here and like focus watch him though. That's the thing
Yeah.
is, I think I'm gonna like listen to. I think I'm gonna do more just listen to him.
Fair. And that might be fine.
And again, I'm teetering on it, but that was one of those. I don't know how it's gonna play out, but I know I'm gonna want to watch something in the out. We have 4 months of no F1,
We
three
do.
months of no F1.
After this week.
December, January, February. February we get testing at the end in Spain. We don't get anything real till March. But then on the last thing in F1, I think should be the last. For I'm a super fan. I don't know if you know this, but like
I
I
do. I
am
do know.
I when I tell you when I'm always like giving you these little facts or stories on F1, I'm like on a daily
You're
basis
in
like
there.
combing the internet of all F1 news and like ideas. I'm such a super fan that the team I support acknowledges my super fan status. I don't think I
Crazy.
can. I don't. I can now for the rest of my life say I'm a Williams super fan, and when someone says like, "Oh, you just enjoy the team," I'm like, "Nuh-uh, I'm certified," and I'll pull up like
And what does that
webarchive.org.
get you?
That gets my face, my name, and my story on a website. Also, my
What
name will be
else?
immortalized on an F1 car because my name is going to be on a wing, two wing end plate, possibly four if they do both sides,
Who knows? They might.
four wing end plates. And they don't just throw those shits away. In some way, shape, or form, my name will probably be always on a piece of F1 fucking carbon. Do you think the wing? What do you think the wings are made of?
Carbon fiber. Absolutely.
Not
Thousand
some weirder
percent.
plastic. Not some weirder
No.
like. Okay. I feel it was a lot of force for like wind and stuff. I don't know if they were made of a different
There
material.
might be like a metal insert inside of it, but the skin of it absolutely is carbon fiber.
Gotcha. My name is gonna be eternally immortalized on a piece of F1 car.
Crazy.
I'm
I don't know
that
how
is
you
just
managed to do it, man.
bro. Again, I don't know if it was a mixture of like just me always being like I read every fucking email they send me. I'm always on their app. I'm always on this. I check their social media on a like daily basis. I I do their driver. It's actually kind of fun. I do their pit wall predictions, or you have to answer 10 questions on like who's gonna pit first this week, Logan or Alex. What lap are they gonna be on? What tires are they gonna start on? What will there be safety cars? Will they not? I'm really bad at it, but like I do that most weeks if I
Yeah.
remember. Sometimes I forget. Um, I watch all the videos. I watch.
I'm waiting to see a picture pop up on Reddit or something of a wing end plate and just see your
Oh,
name.
I can't wait. I can't fucking wait. Oh, it's Wednesday. I mean, Thursday. The car has to be pretty well together on Thursday. So there's a chance it's tomorrow. I'll get a picture of it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Friday. Well, Friday should 100% have something. I should have something on Friday. If not, I'm be very upset that like it's on the track racing around and they haven't gotten a picture of it yet. But I don't see how I don't see that one. I assume tomorrow at earliest, Friday
Yeah.
at latest.
They got to take
Um,
pictures of the car before they go out, right?
exactly. So yeah, Well, then you guys were. Guess I. I guess. I guess. I guess I have some beef with you, Bruno. You didn't believe me. I messaged you on a random Tuesday
I
afternoon saying all this shit, and then you tried to fact check me.
I did because it's a crazy fact, okay?
Bruno's over here just like Nick's fucking with me right now. And he's like Googling shit. He's like deep diving the internet. Um, doesn't believe me when I have cool things to say. Hell, I had to sign a contract for that whole thing. I had to sign a piece of
I'm
paper that said like I think the
I'm sure
gist
they're
of it
just
said well, it said I'm going to pay them a pound, but then they're gonna pay me a pound, and like everyone's even for all this exchange and stuff.
okay.
It was like I'll have to send you the paper at some
So
point, but
you're a
like,
Williams employee.
oh, let me. Is it in my email? Yeah, I guess it's just in my email signed. Uh,
Who knows? Maybe it's also an NDA.
I don't think it's an no. They didn't say anything about. They wouldn't want people to not talk about it. I guess let me just. Yeah, I'm gonna upload it to our DM. That it's not too much out there. It says as a blah blah blah. In consideration of the sum of 1 pound from each of us to the other, the receipt and sufficiency of which hereby acknowledged you agreed to the following. I give them like I think I give them my soul in like point one, and then the second one is like I'm not actually guaranteed this will happen because I think they have to say like they could say like, oh, I was promised this and it didn't happen. Like they have a back out in case like something
To
would
use your
happen.
name in identifying you as a fan of Williams Racing.
Yeah.
You are forever a fan of Williams Racing, and they know it.
I was compensated for my my fanship has been con I'm thinking what is the C word I'm thinking of? Compensated.
Compensated?
Compensated for my fandom of the Williams F1 racing team.
They paid
They're,
you money.
they paid me money.
I mean, you also paid them money, but that's fine. They paid you money.
All I'm saying here, Bruno, is we started watching F1 together. You and me haven't not watched an F1 race together since us starting to watch an F1 race together. Maybe once, but we both like,
There was one. It might have just been a hey, I'm not home this weekend. Watch it yourself.
yeah,
But that was at most. Like
yeah.
we both watched it.
You're without a team, and I'm over here willing to accept
Dude,
you
I'm
within the
just upset with Kimmy, okay?
that he retired at the age of like 40.
Yeah, I'm upset with it. Okay?
I mean, not barring the fact that like his kids will be soon old enough to be in F1.
Great. Look, I even told you that Williams is looking better and better for me with Leah doing stuff because I think
That's what
that's
I'm saying.
sweet.
Next year you're
I'm
gonna be
like,
next year you're gonna be in with William. Like we're all open. We're willing. I will send you a million fucking articles and videos to watch on a daily basis if you are gonna become a Williams fan.
that might be
There
a little much, but
I have nowhere else to put them. At
you
times
know,
I can be one of the at times if I really wanted to be, I could be one of the most active members on the Williams subreddit because there's like 20 of us. I, I don't post often because all the art like it tends to be like I'll see it on F1 subreddit and then like 2 days later it gets posted there because someone will post about it and then like three people
yeah.
will talk about it. I might post a comment, but most of them have like zero comments and I'm like I'm not gonna comment. But like I could be yeah. There's only 5K fans in there.
It's 5,600.
Yeah. Again, it's just not active. If it was more active, it would probably be better.
Sure. I mean, when the first two posts are a day ago and then it goes to 3 days ago, that's it's a pretty
The
slow
pseudo issue
subreddit.
is the pseudo issue is the Formula One subreddit is super good and active. Like
Yeah, they are.
it's just a better. You
And then
can
you've got Formula Dank for everybody else.
Yeah, the Formula Reddits are just so good and so active and so well like
Yeah,
you can sort by team with posts. It's really well done over there. You don't need a bunch of subreddits. It's really just for like focus
yeah.
talk, but other than that, like it's just not really truly needed. Um, but yeah, I'm a super fan. I just hope we all understand this. Also, you guys memed on me that my story was dumb compared to the other people, and I do agree that like somehow like my story is distinctively different than most, but that just means like I was probably the one that made them like, damn, this kid, we got to throw this kid in there.
Probably.
Be like, oh, they were reading through these stories and like this one's fucking another fucking guy that thinks this team is historically cool, and then they're like, oh man, this guy saw W and he said Dubs.
I mean, maybe that's how they get the young crowd in.
Yeah,
Got to pick a couple of them.
I don't know. We stand in a great position in America that like we can pick like any real team and we have like no history or connection to it really. It's not like we have like family ties to anything. It's not like we
Yeah.
have like we're not gonna
It's not
pick
like there was
Haas.
an Andretti team.
If there was an Andretti team, I think we'd all kind of felt obligated to pick like Andretti. Like if Andretti was in the sport when we watched it, if they would have bought um if Andretti would have bought Haas when Gene Haas bought Haas,
Sure.
and they
Yeah.
would have had 1 or 2 years of established team before we got into it,
Then it
I
might have
think
been
there's
different. But
I think it would have been a good chance we would have been pretty pro Andretti,
sure.
but that wasn't the case. And I mean, I knew Haas was an automation company, but that like it means nothing to me.
They make CNC machines.
CNC machines probably affect my life in a very macro way, but in a very small way, I
Oh,
don't give
yeah.
a shit about them.
Yeah.
I'm
They make good ones, though. They're like
I'm not,
the name.
it's a name brand. Um, Weirdly speaking of F1 and international stuff, I've been having to work with a guy from Australia for support on things for like a machine stuff, like
Sure.
um, but it's super fun to like have to deal with someone halfway around the world because I get the hours I start my day at like 8 a.m. and I get the end of his day and I end my day around like 5 and I get like the beginning of his day. So
Yeah.
I'm always just like just
You're like
such an
exactly opposite.
yeah.
It's
So it's
weird.
like just annoying to deal with, but like
Yeah.
it's whatever.
I bet it is.
Um so that was those were those stories. Um do you have anything to add to any of that? I know that was a lot.
I don't think so. I think you hit most of the stuff.
Um
I lost power yesterday for a few hours.
Bro, that was just the most annoying yesterday in the fucking ever. It was cold, it was wet, it was just rainy, it was
Yep.
windy.
Yeah, I lost power for like 3 hours. It was great.
Yeah.
It's fun time.
I will say though, good thing it wasn't a little bit colder because that would have been a massive snowstorm.
Yeah. Yeah, it
That
would
was
have.
a lot of rain yesterday. A
Sure
lot.
was. Sure
Um
was.
so that was, you know, that was that. Thankfully tomorrow's supposed to be like almost near 60 for me. So like hopefully not trapped in like hopefully I can 55 now.
Happy
Not
Thanksgiving, by the way.
Happy Thanksgiving. Best holiday.
It's looking like a 52-degree day for me, but sunny.
55 for me. I think it was supposed to be it was earlier week it was saying like 58, so I'm like, ooh. I'll take a warm enough Thanksgiving that you can go outside and sit for a couple minutes when you're just like trying to
Sure.
hide from responsibilities. So, I'll take those days. Um, don't you get your lasagna tomorrow?
No.
She doesn't.
Do
I
not
thought you
get
made.
lasagna on Thanksgiving. It's like the one I don't.
Oh, sorry, shit. I thought. Is it Christmas you get it?
Uh, yes on Christmas, no on New Year's.
Okay,
Because
I got them
New
mixed up.
Year's is spaghetti. Or is
Okay,
Christmas? I don't fucking remember. I don't know.
I know this time of year you get a lasagna and you're really happy that day.
I think it's Christmas. Is it Christmas?
I don't know. I'm confused that you're confused.
I think I get it on Easter and Christmas. So I think
I,
Christmas is lasagna.
I
I
knew it
don't
was
fucking
Easter.
remember though.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry you don't get your lasagna tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm making a ham.
Hams are good.
Yeah.
Not a
We kind
Popeye's
of.
turkey.
No, not a Popeye's turkey. I'm getting turkey though. Me and my aunt kind of took over Thanksgiving cooking, so my grandmother didn't
Yep.
have to do as much.
Yep. I
So,
assume it would be like that. You make. Guess the cabbage isn't ready yet.
nope, not yet. That's coming up though. I
How many
smell it every time I fucking pull in the garage.
how many Crocs do you got out of it?
Two,
Two.
a 5
Okay.
and a 3 gallon,
Okay.
but they're both full this year. It's the first time I've filled both of them.
Interesting. What else you making?
Mm, just some random stuff like rolls and stuff, but nothing
Are you a
crazy.
sweet potato guy?
I like them, yeah.
Okay.
Like
But
candied sweet potatoes.
yes,
Yeah.
it's the only time of year I get them. People are
Yep.
always like, "What's your favorite Thanksgiving side?" I'm like, I'm not saying it's the best side,
It's a good one
but
though.
it's not the best side, but it's the only time I get the side,
Yeah.
and it's Thanksgiving. So it's like it wins the Thanksgiving like best side just because it's like the once it's like pumpkin pie. Is it my favorite pie? No, but like at Thanksgiving when it's like the only time of year I really eat pumpkin pie,
Hmm.
it's the best pie.
I've got I got rolls for my sandwiches. Got some nice
Hawaiian
potato rolls.
potato rolls.
Mm-hmm. Got cranberry sauce. Got the stuffing from the turkey coming out. You know, little
Bro,
smushing everything together.
you got your own gobbler just sitting there waiting to be
I
made.
do, dude. I had these sandwiches before that I had gobblers.
I bought a new thing of Tupperware to take for Thanksgiving because everyone always wants you to take leftovers, but like I don't
There you
ever want
go.
to steal. I don't want to take everyone's Tupperware.
Understandable.
So I try to buy my own pack every year and I just throw it in the car and then whatever they want us to
Fair.
take, pop it out. That's a life hack for people out there. Just buy a pack, throw it in your car, and then you're set.
Another life hack is live next door to where you eat Thanksgiving. That works out pretty well too.
Do you just do one Thanksgiving, or do you end up ever doing two?
I've definitely done two in the past. My other grandparents, my grandmother stopped doing it so big. Um, but I think she still has something going on, and
Gotcha.
I
I don't
tend
know
to
if you
get
ever pop
stop by.
between.
I definitely stop by. Like I always stop by the one I didn't go to, but I used to alternate because they were both like the same exact time.
Gotcha.
So I used to alternate, but I would always go to the other one afterwards, and usually most of the people are still there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
I got my my childhood holidays were like always super simple because like my dad doesn't he doesn't hate his family, but I don't think he loves his family. I think they drive him crazy. So like it was always Thanksgiving. It was like always Thanksgiving and always Christmas Day with my mom's parents. So it was like never alternating. It was never like, you know what? It was always those days with them, and then everyone else was at like a different time. But like it was always like weirdly the same for me, which isn't always there. Because right now I'm dealing with fucking Thanksgiving lunch, Thanksgiving dinner, and then Saturday Thanksgiving. And thankfully, there's no other ones because I don't need another I don't need 4 Thanksgivings.
Yeah,
But
it's a lot.
I have 3.
I've been there, and it turns holidays into very stressful days of
I either
just
get th-
running around everywhere.
I either get Thanksgiving with my parents by myself because Madeline works, or I do Thanksgiving with Madeline's family because she worked last year and didn't get to see him on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So it alternates. Um, but I thought, did I have another comment on that? Not really. I don't have to drive tomorrow. Madeline and I split up the whole like, if it's to her family, she'll drive. If it's to my family, I'll drive.
Okay.
And I like driving, and I normally drive, but like, I tend to be less motivated when it's like her family event. So at least I got to sit in the car like looking at Reddit for an hour.
Keeping up on your super fan position.
The greatest thing of Formula One not being an American sport is that during the American holidays, there's never a let up of like
They
news
just don't
articles and
give a
shit.
shit.
They don't give a
Full
shit.
speed ahead.
Exactly. Oh man, I hate it's the end of the season. It's just it's such like
I'm going to be honest, it's a pretty short off season in the grand scheme of things, though.
in the grand scheme of things, it's such a short off season, but it's like, oh man, I you hate it's just the end. I hate the end of it. I hate the end of
Yeah,
anything. I hate endings.
fair.
I could stop. I will not watch the end of TV shows. I will like
I have a problem with that too myself.
so
Like, I'll
many like
start a
animes,
book or something,
and you
and
just
then I
don't want
get
it to
towards
end.
the end, and it's just like, huh, well, I'm going to set that down and forget that exists for a while.
If
And
I
it's
don't
like,
finish it,
there's
it's never
fucking
ended.
like 2 chapters left. Just fucking finish it. But
No,
no.
if you finish it, it's done.
But it's not done. But I just have to wait now.
Yeah, but like, oh, they're like this weekend. You're gonna get the poster. You're gonna get the picture where everyone stands in front of their cars with their teammates because they
Yeah.
do it at the beginning and the end,
I'm going to try
and
and
then
do donuts on the track.
they're gonna see pictures of them doing the driver dinner where they all go out to dinner with each other and
Yeah.
like talk about the year. I don't think this year anything really like last year. It's like, oh shit. As much as people wanted to meme on him and like joke on him, like it feels bad to watch like a Nicholas Latifi or like a Mick Schumacher leave the grid because they aren't good enough. Like
Yeah.
so this year it's not like that, but like you feel bad for the drivers that just couldn't work out, and you're like, oh damn. But then it gets hopeful again because it's preseason. But yeah,
And it's right around the corner.
on December 1st, I have a RSVP'd spot for the Williams season wrap up event live hosted.
There you go.
They I had to sign up for, and I did. So I have a spot.
Fancy. How many of them spots did they have?
I don't know. Probably like one of those things where they only like whatever software they use to
Oh, I see. Yeah.
I think with like I don't know with them all, but like I know Teams has like no more than like 10,000 people and like or 20,000 people in like a live event.
Yeah, there's an upper limit kind of thing.
Yeah. Uh, cause like I was trying to tell Madeline about the car thing. She's like, "Are there only 50 people that are fans?" I'm like, "No." The opposite thing about this is like, yeah. She like tried to dunk on me. I'm like, "No, what you don't understand is this is a global sport, and they're like this isn't just like an
We
American
are not the
only thing.
market.
Like the entirety of Europe is big into this. Um,
Yeah.
South
Probably
America's really
bigger into it than NASCAR is in the States, honestly.
yeah. South America's pretty big into it. Like Brazil and Mexico fans are like super into it.
I believe it.
Um, I think there's a big enough Asian like fan base.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite as big, but definitely still enough for them to be having races in like Japan and Singapore and
Well, the Asian continent's just super into automotive racing. They're into like automotive
yeah,
sports in general.
yeah.
Hell, they're based to some of the
I don't know
biggest
about
like
China so much, but definitely like Japan and
well, China's enough that they try to host a Prix there. Like
true, true, they did.
now they don't, but like I just meant the whole like I mean Toyota used to be in F1, Honda used to be like there's some
Yeah,
like big
there's a lot of big car brands in Japan
yeah.
with like long histories and even racing pedigrees.
Yeah. Um but I'm like there's way like this isn't one of those sports that you just say like oh this has a big watching. Like this is one of the biggest like hell they call it the pinnacle of motorsports.
I
Now
mean,
it's a little bit of self-embellishing, but no one really dispute. I've never seen people dispute it.
no. The only one that rivals it in my head is Isle of Man. But that's more motorcycle, and they're just fucking crazy.
It's like its own.
It
Yeah,
is.
it's its own like. 'Cause it's like
I'm not trying to compare
motorcycle.
them, but
No.
they're different, but they're both very high level to me.
Yes. Fucking Isle of Man bullshit. It's like fucking
They're
people just
fucking
die.
crazy. They
Yeah.
do.
They just die. Yeah.
Like a year that someone doesn't die at Isle of Man is a surprise.
Yes. Um. How was speaking of sports? How was your new golf game?
So, okay. Big golf guy, but only in video games, right?
Right.
Never played golf in my life.
Really?
Nope, never. Um, Me, Burry, and a couple other people had PGA
Let me put it.
Tour
You
2K21.
and Burry play a lot of PGA. You guys have historically played a lot of PGA since this first time you guys played it. There's been other people that join and leave you, but you two have definitely played a lot of PGA together from like my watching.
Yeah, let me check my hours quick. Oh,
Yeah,
shit, let me take a second.
because it's the golf thing I don't get into. Like I never got into that with you guys, but like I know you guys have always been into it.
So, like, I even way back, like, we're talking the Wii days, right?
Yeah,
I had some Tiger Woods golf game on the Wii, and I was just good at it, and I enjoyed it. So going back, we've got the Golf Club 2019. I have 40 hours in that. And then we upgraded to PGA Tour 2K21, and I have 60 hours in that. So I've got 100 hours of golf games.
which doesn't scream a whole lot, but is a lot. Like I mean,
It's a decent amount.
for golf games that you guys pick up, like
It's
it's a
not a
decent chunk.
regular thing. It's like a hey, every once in a while, hey, you want to play 18
Yeah,
kind of thing. It does take a while to play too, because
that's
we
like 100
play
sessions.
yeah, we play on like turn based.
So
So
yeah,
it's we watch each other play, and that takes a while. But we enjoy watching each other because when somebody says, "Oh fuck," you know why, or
yep.
you hear John rapping on him. Um, it was on sale. I think it was 15 bucks.
Yep,
I don't think that's a $60 game to me. For $15 though, I'll pull an upgrade.
that's good. I know the Top Golf was kind of fun. Is like a kind of fun addition.
I, I'm looking at it as a fantastic warm up. Like we get on golf and we're like, hey, I haven't swung in a while. Let's hit up Top Golf for a round.
Is there a Top Golf in Philly now?
I don't know. I've never been to one.
I went to one once. We should go.
There's a couple in Philly.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Or, sorry, there's one in Philly and two in New Jersey.
Hell, there's Red. That one can't be more than like an hour and a half from you.
Which one? The Philly one?
One in Philly?
Let me look. God, that's like
Hour
in
14.
Philly. Yeah,
What?
that's
I
like
mean, it's
in Philly.
North Philly.
Ah, it is North Philly, huh?
Is that in Philly? No, like,
It's
cause that,
definitely Philadelphia. It's just, it is North Philly. You're right. It's not as far in as I thought it was.
yeah, like you're definitely like. I mean, you're like. Where's King of Prussia? How far away is that from the east?
It's halfway from me.
Yeah, an hour to Top Golf from you. Like that's an easy trip. Let's do it next. Oh, that's a fun day.
Could be.
You grab get a couple beers. You hit golf. Yeah. Put that on the when it gets warmer list.
All right. I will put that on the list.
Um, but 56 minutes. What? 56 minutes. What else did I? Oh, speaking of games, why are the dumbest fucking games the most fun?
I don't, because being dumb makes them fun.
I have no idea. I have no real justification as to why Lethal Company should be a good game for us, but it just is.
It's a great game.
I like it's just so dumb that like it becomes one of the uh, I don't know. How can people try to make good games and fail so badly, but some people try to make just like the people that made this game didn't expect it to be good. Like I don't think like
I learned that the dude was he was like a dev, maybe not a dev, but he made stuff for Roblox.
I could see it.
And then he transitioned to making his own game. And Lethal Company is one that he spit out. Like, there's no premise to the game. It's just go fucking collect scrap and bring it back to the
Yeah.
ship. But they did the voice comms, the proximity chat. They did it
Hmm.
great. It's
Yes.
fantastic, and it just works. And hearing your friends scream down the hallway running away from something is absolutely hilarious. And if you feel like watching some of us scream, head on over to Bruno's Gaming Clips on YouTube and check it out. Because I have
Heck
like a
yeah.
10-minute clip of that from
Um
a couple of the first days we were playing. It's great to
I just
watch too.
oh yeah. I need none of my YouTube I have to find random people though. Like none of the people I personally watch do it.
Yeah.
Um
I had a couple.
is there anyone I know?
Um, Chilled Chaos was one of them that I watched. He was with some really good people, I thought. Um, and then I watched Smitty, which Burry was watching the other night. I don't know if you tuned into that or not.
I think a little bit, but I not much.
Yeah, they were okay. The chilled one I think was good. He was playing with Crusader. I don't know if you ever heard of her.
Yeah, I've known. I heard the name. I again, none of the, I've heard the names of those people. I just
Yeah,
aren't like watchers.
and Junkyard.
Yeah,
So he's playing with an old man and a female gremlin that screams a lot because there were some terrifying moments.
I
I don't
just
know.
like
It was good.
it's one of those games where I think just a little bit of content will go a super ton way.
Like a couple updates. Yeah.
Yeah,
Give me more
like I said,
stupid shit like the air horn and the clown horn.
like the scrap that shit should be like easy to bang out. Like so much of
Sure.
that random shit that's like easy to add around and add to so much diversity to loot. So like
Yeah.
that's gonna be super easy and quick. Levels, I honestly think he needs like 10 more rooms, and it feels even more diverse.
Yeah. I could see that.
And then just figure out some sort of decent monster fighting system. I don't know what it is, and I know that's more of a challenge than what I say, but like either you need some types of weapon, like quirky weapons. They don't have to be like katanas that you sling around and kill stuff. I don't want to be able to kill stuff, but I don't want to feel defenseless like I do. Like I feel like there has to be some middle ground of like maybe certain weapons are good for certain animals and like you have to get lucky or you can like half use the ones to get away. Like I feel like right now the stop signs and stuff are heavy. The
The
shovels you have to
car.
pay for,
Yeah.
and the stun gun is the worst fucking weapon I've ever seen.
The stun gun, I am convinced, is worse to have than it is not to have.
Yeah. Apparently make people drop from the owl bear if you shock them.
I, all that would do would shock me and then make me get eaten while it's buzzing that it's on a cooldown.
Probably like we'd miss and then like shock you and be like, "You're not helping."
Like, we bought that stun gun, I think, twice. The first time Dick got a hold of it, and I swear to God, he killed me more times with that than I thought possible.
I don't know if the jetpack has a real use or if
It
it was
does not.
added to.
It there is absolutely does not have a real use. There's no shot it has a real use.
I just like I just pseudo imagine finding a YouTube video one day of like some dude just loading into the like dungeon with the jetpack and just like flying throughout like just flying looping around the
No
rooms.
shot. I will say I think the modding community has taken off though
Oh, the modding
in
community is gonna
a
save
big
this game.
way.
It's gonna make this game into like something crazy.
Like, it's already taken off, I think.
Yeah.
So that's
All
good.
modders really want is a community that will be receptive to like their hard work.
Yeah.
And you've posted the player counts. If there are good mods made for this game, like the players are gonna play it.
And like, it's still so early in the game's lifetime. Also,
Oh
player
yeah.
count still going up. All-time peak happened a minute ago, 127,693.
Crazy that dude because you would have to assume this dude's set now. Like he doesn't have to worry about like he's just made 1.2
Um,
million dollars more, honestly. Not set, but like he can the developer for this game can probably sit down and really tell himself that he doesn't have to worry about making more money because he's just made 1.2 million dollars. He can make other games, he can do other stuff in the future, but he can say for like 2 to 3 years this could be his project.
yeah, honestly, if it's a solo dev and he doesn't have to pay anyone, pre-taxes he took home 900,000.
And
No
this
matter,
that's just
like,
saying.
and that's not even like, that's just a guaranteed number because like, we're not playing right now. I know
No, that's
like
what I mean.
eight
Like,
people that have this game that aren't playing right now.
right. That's just based on the active number of people playing it, he's made 1.2 some million dollars.
Whack off 30% for Steam and then taxes.
Yeah.
But still, that's like he cleared $500,000, and that's the lowest possible number I could come up with. You can
Yeah.
probably multiply that by 5.
So he should have enough. That must be just like a great feeling as a dev that like you've made enough with your project start that you can just focus on it and not have to worry about like
He can just be a game dev for the rest of his life and not ever make a hit again.
yeah. So that's
Or he has a bunch of money that he could dump into something to try and make a good new game.
yeah.
if he feels confident and
For all I know,
wants
he'll
to.
sell this game for like a mil. Then some studio will pick it up because they want it. For not even a mil, maybe like half a mil. They pick it up for just to own the title, and then bam.
Crazy.
Yep. Uh,
And it looks like shit too.
yeah, it looks like one dude. It, you know.
But it's not. It could have been so much worse.
Yeah.
Like it's bad just to the points where it's okay. And it's bad in ways that it didn't matter. Like none of it mattered. The the proximity chat mattered, and like the balance of stuff just murdering the shit out of you mattered. And I feel like he got those right.
It's like Minecraft. Why are the shittest looking games always the best? And it's
Because
because
they
like the
make the
game
things that matter good.
exactly. So
All
yeah,
that
that was
next
just
gen graphic hyper realism. And
GTA 6
what are
hyper
some of the
realistic bull.
my most played games ever? Well, let's think about it. It's Minecraft, Terraria, Factorio. Tell me which of them looks hyper realistic.
I mean, Factorio looks the best, and it's not even that great.
No.
Terraria looks good for pixel art,
Sure.
but like that's the best comment I can give it is like it looks
I
good for
know.
pixel art.
But it's a good game.
It is.
So,
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
So, well, hey, maybe I can't guarantee every year it's gonna happen, but this has been another Thursday Thanksgiving edition of the Thursdays of the Best Days podcast. You know, maybe one year it won't happen, but I can
Maybe.
guarantee this year it will.
I heard that next year it's set up too.
Oh, perfect. Maybe every year we're hitting it. We're hitting it in stride. Every year is going to be a Thursday of the Best Days podcast on Thanksgiving. If it doesn't happen, we have bigger problems in this world. So that's all we have for this week's episode. Thursdays are the Best Days podcast. Thanks for listening. Happy Thanksgiving. Goodbye.
See you later. Happy Thanksgiving.